Hello, everybody. What is going on in the world? Today is Tuesday, the 15th. Oh, what is going on in the world? What do we want to talk about? We could talk about the Epstein stuff. No, let's not talk about it. I want to talk about the Aura Farm boat boy. If you guys have spent any time on social media lately, you've seen footage of I believe he's Indonesian. He's on a boat and he's doing like this with the glasses. He's 11 years old and it's going viral. It's going everywhere. Um, I think what I want to talk about is how interesting that this is a cultural thing that's been going on in over there, and nobody cared about it, and all of a sudden this boy does this. And I guess the part that I think people are leaving out, which I find pretty interesting, is that the purpose of the boy being on the front of the boat is that he's supposed to motivate the rowers. And I don't know, I find it strange that that's motivating to the rowers. I don't know, but we're not rowing a boat in the river there, so maybe that's what they find very motivating. But what I find very interesting now is that now that he's gone viral and they're experiencing, that 15 minutes of fame or whatever, that he's going everywhere. Um and it must be such a strange life for him right now because he's going everywhere. Let me see if I can share what I'm talking about right now. I'm seeing footage of him, like, oh, what do we want to say? I want to say he's meeting with, like, let's see if I okay, let's see if I can play this. He's meeting with, like, government officials, military people over there in Indonesia. Like, he is becoming a big thing, and I find I'm telling you, I just find it very strange. All right. I guess this is him at the government, right? And he's with some military people now. Like, okay, this is okay. So he's there, and then this is him at let me see if I can find it. This is him at looks like I believe this is a soccer match, right? Like, having him trot out to these different places is getting really weird. And like, look at this. Okay, this is a soccer match. There's a bunch of other kids, and now he's like he's in the rain. Okay, is anyone else seeing what I'm seeing? I find this crazy. Like, what is this? This is another one where he's at looks like an official government office building or some office meeting of some sort. Right? Let's play this as well. Like, am I the only one that's finding issue with this? Am I going crazy? All right. Like, look at his face, look at his demeanor. Like, I know you can't see his eyes because he's got the sunglasses, and maybe that's the whole thing. Like the the I'm too cool look. Like, it's like whatever. But what I see is that keep in mind, he's 11. Okay, imagine you're 11 years old and you become a worldwide famous sensation for doing that. How does that not mess with him down the road? Um, okay, this is where I'm going with this. This is probably, most likely, the most money, fame, attention that he's ever gonna get in his whole life, and he's only 11. It's only You're right. This is in a reason. This is why child actors and child stars go down. Right. It's only gonna trickle down from here. And what's gonna happen? I'm telling you, like he's next year, next boat race. I'm just imagining right now. Right. I believe they have these boat contests or whatever events every year, and next year maybe he does something and maybe people like it, but the following year, maybe 2 years in, he does something else, like because he said, like, I believe I saw in an interview, he said like, oh, he just made it up on the spot, like, it just came to him. It touched him, it came to him, and that's it, right? And it doesn't go viral. It doesn't hit. And then another year goes by, keep going, keep going. Oh, or the other kids in the village, because he's from a small village. The other kids, they try to, they do, you know, whatever, and it doesn't hit, and it doesn't hit. Pressure's on, and he's getting too big for the boat. I did a little bit of research on this. I'm not gonna spend a lot of research time on this because come on, it's a kid on a boat on a river. Um, they use children because it's easier for them to balance on the boat. And if you're too big, imagine having like a full grown adult trying to do that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only reason this works because he's a kid and he looks like he's too cool for his own good on the boat. And he gets older and older and older and older. And in one of the years, they're going to be like, hey, you're aged out. You can't do this anymore. And he's gonna like, no, I still got it. I still got it. Let me on the boat one more time. And he's the scene. He's like a hobbling mess. He's got a drinking problem, whatever, right? I mean, Harry Potter had a drinking problem. How crazy is that? Is that the last two or three Harry Potters, what's his name? Daniel Radcliffe was drunk playing Harry. That's crazy. Anyways, he develops a problem. He's fumbling on the boat and like he can't get on there. And he's just and yeah, I'm just imagining, where does the rest of his life go? This is where it takes a certain breed of person, a special person. I mean, maybe he's got it, who knows? Justin Bieber made it through just fine. it Okay, I'm thinking about child actors. The only one that I could think of that gone through the whole gambit. I'm talking famous from little all the way up. Um, Macaulay Culkin, right? I'm trying to think which other child child famous person actually made it. I'm thinking Macaulay Culkin is the most well-adjusted one of all of them. I mean, but even though he went through some drama as well. But yeah, I just can't imagine the rest of his life going very well. I mean, it's going good right now. I'm I guess it's going good. I don't know if it could be a personal thing. I don't know. You guys let me know. Would you enjoy being at 11, being trotted around? I mean, half the time I bet you he doesn't even know what's going on. And it's like, "Hey, you do the thing here, and then go over there, do the thing." And he's like in his sunglasses or whatever. He's like, this is so weird. I'm doing the thing. He's not even on a boat anymore. Half the like you saw the clips. Let's play it again. The Office one is crazy to me because he's like doing the the boat, and then there's like a bunch of old creepy guys behind him. Let's play it again. Let's play it again. There's a bunch of old creepy guys behind him. Okay, right. Look at this guy. The guy on the left. He's creepy as all. Like these guys are so creepy. Right? You guys know what I'm talking about? This is crazy. Um, he must like I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Enough about that. Okay. What else is going on? Oh, just random life update, I guess. If you guys don't know, I'm out in California, and at least in my area, the trash has not been dumped for a little while now, and it's starting to pile up a little bit. And it's because the trash service that services my area, they're on strike. And they're on strike because of nothing has to do with them themselves. I guess there's a trash strike going on in Boston, and then they're all part of the same union, I believe, or the Union Brothers or whatever. And the workers out here in California are striking in solidarity. So they're just striking just to strike, which I'm like, what? That's crazy. But the trash is piling up, and eh, trash strike is actually, I think, one of the most effective things because I'm surprised like they don't have a trash strike every other month. I feel like it's one of those industries where when you trash strike, it has an immediate effect on the people, and people are gonna get started getting angry as like because I read a few articles and they're like, oh, this 80-year-old lady, her trash is piling up and she can't bring the trash to her friends. I think the trash driver usually gets out of his truck and actually, does it for her. And since he hasn't been around, like her trash is like piling up by her kitchen window. I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, trash strike is probably the most effective strikes ever because literally it has immediate effect. Immediate. When like the Amazon workers strike or whoever else strikes, it's kind of like, oh, whatever. I'll just buy myself somewhere else, or I'll just do something somewhere else. But trash company, when they strike in your area, they're the only ones that do. It's like a monopoly. They're the only ones in the whole area that are allowed to pick up the trash and dispose of it. And so when they strike, it's like immediate. So I don't know. I'm just surprised that they don't do that more often. What else is going on? Um, I kind of touched on the yacht, the yacht hottie body that got. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Let me see. Do I still? Oh yeah, I still have her picture somewhere. All right, I'm talking about this lady, this girl, lady here. Boom, boom. She is 20 years old, and it came out that she was on a multi-million dollar yacht, and she was the stewardess on that yacht, and she was found gashed from here, and I guess there was when I first saw the story, I was like, whoa, crazy. And it just said that she was so the suspect was a crewmate. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And then today I saw some more updates on it, and apparently it was a mechanic, and he also was found with gashes on his wrist. I believe he was trying to end it all, maybe from guilt, or this is where I'm going with this. Okay, um, could be a cover up. Who knows? Who knows? Um, I talked about it a little bit yesterday. I was talking about how like this is the scary thing about ladies, where you go through life, and especially if you're a hottie body like her, and guys. want your attention, or they kind of like make a move on you or whatever, right? And you turn them down and stuff like that can happen. I think that's what happened. That's what everyone's assuming what happened, right? Like I think I've mentioned this before. When I was growing up, we heard stories about like girls that turn down guys, and I don't know, maybe it's a like a Asian culture thing, who knows? But I because I know this is the thing in India. I've heard this where in India they do this a lot where they throw acid at people, and I know this one girl out here like I said, I'm in California, that she grew up and that happened to her where she was in high school and some guy was hitting on her and she turned him down, but kind of related, I guess, kind of not related. I don't know where I'm going with this story, but I'll just tell the story anyways. So some guy was hitting on her and she turned him down, but the guy had a girlfriend and the girlfriend got jealous that the fact that he even looked at another lady, right? And she threw acid on that girl's face. Like, ladies be crazy. I don't, I don't know. But that is a thing that happens where, you get scared. Like, like ladies are scared to turn down guys because stuff like that could happen. And so I don't know. What do you do? I'm not a lady. I'm just thinking like it's extra hard out there for them, and it's a sad thing to see. I was making jokes about it yesterday, but it is what it is. I mean, a lot of the news coverage on this is they're talking about, oh, she was found off billionaires islands or whatever, and the price tag of the yacht. Um, I wonder if she wasn't a hottie body and she wasn't on a multi-million dollar yacht, if this news coverage, if people even would even care. If this happened in like a parking garage or whatever, would this even make the front page news? Because it's, I don't know, maybe you know what I hate about watching news on like, or getting your news on like your phone. It like literally if you hover over a headline or an article for like a split second, the algorithm thinks that you are into that or you read it, and next thing you know it starts popping up everywhere. Like literally you would be scrolling through and you're like, oh, and like they put her, when I saw this article they put a bikini picture of her or something of that nature, and it was like, oh, hottie body was murdered. Oh, that's crazy. And then boom, next thing you know, it's all over my feed. So that, I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's how I was saying where if she wasn't a hottie body and this happened in a parking garage, would anyone care? Or it happened anywhere. Would anyone care? But I don't know why. This is where I feel like sometimes I'm like, maybe it's a cover up. Because who knows? We're not there. Um, It just seems so interesting that they keep talking about the price tag of the yacht, right? And where she was found. And I know it makes the story interesting and exotic, but the price tag of the yacht has nothing to do with the fact that I'm assuming, okay, allegedly, I'm assuming, and the guy's a suspect. I'll throw that out there again. She turned down this guy, and he just like, again, we're not them, we're not there, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. I don't know. What else happened? I said I wasn't going to touch on the Epstein stuff. I'm kind of, in a way, I am tired of talking about, but I'm going to keep talking about it. 'Cause I thought this was interesting. I made a video about it earlier about how the House Rules Committee just blocked an attempt by the Democrats to um, release the Epstein files. And the video I made earlier was short. and it's hard for me to get all the thoughts out on it on a short, like, when I like doing the big live because I could just talk free form, you know. Um, I honestly think if you guys saw that headline or see, go if you get a chance, go check out the video itself. It's on my channel somewhere. I honestly think, because I mentioned it in the video too, that the Democrats put it in as a attachment or addendum to the Genius Act, and the Genius Act has to do with cryptocurrency or regulations of cryptocurrency, which is a very big issue that I feel like needs to be taken a look at. But it's an attachment, and I always felt like when I saw that, I was like, oh, you know what? This feels like they just threw it in there just to throw it in there and to make a big fuss out of it. And they knew that it was going to get voted down because it's, I hate it when they do like the bills and acts and they just add in like random things that doesn't have to do with anything. And it's like, hey, you voted no for this. You know what I mean? Because if they added that as an addendum, the issue the that the Republicans are going to have now is that when it actually gets into the House floor, they're going to do that thing where, like, you know what I'm talking about, where they're like, "Do you want to end this war?" You know, like just make up a random bill, like end all wars bill, and it's like, um, do you want to end all wars? Vote yes or no. And you're like, of course you want to end all wars. But then they added an addendum on there. But we're also going to take out and kill all the cats and puppies in the world. And you're like, wait, what? And then they'll be like, hey, blah 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 blah. Mike, whoever, whatever, voted no to ending all wars. And then Mike will be like, yeah, because you guys added this attachment on there that said that we're also gonna end all cats and dogs. You know what I mean? Or all babies or whatever. And then they're like, yeah, but you voted no on on um on the war stuff. And they're like, but I also like babies, you know? Or and then they'll do the flip-flop, right? And they'll be like, Congresswoman blah 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 voted yes to um killing all babies. And then she'll be like, No, yeah, but I voted to end all wars." You know, like they'll I hate, you know what I mean? Like they'll have on these bills or acts or whatever completely opposite things, and that don't have anything to do with the other thing. And then if you vote yes or no on something, it's like a gotcha for either way. And so that's my feeling on why the Republicans voted no to adding the addendum to release the Epstein files. And I know it looks crazy when they did it, but that's my gut feeling on it. And as I was saying in the video, the Epstein file stuff will never go away. Um, it's really an issue of the people. It's like as I said in the video, it's the swamp thing. Like Trump ran on draining the swamp. This is the swamp. There are all kinds of people on that list. It's not just Democrats, it's not just Republicans. There's all kinds of people. We know this already. Like this is information that's been out there. Bill Clinton, what's it? Trump's on there. Prince Andrew. You know, like he's British royalty, guys. Who else is on there? Stephen Hawkins is on there. Um, Bill Gates. Like there's all like Bill Gates is a Democrat. And you know what I mean? And there's a whole bunch of other people that I can't name off the top of my head right now, but those are the big headline names that just comes to my head. And there are probably a bunch of other smaller Congress people, politicians, whoever that none of us really know unless you're from those states that are on there. And this whole, let's call it what it is, this whole cover up is an insult to American people because this is an issue of people that have power. They can do whatever they want versus people that just have to take whatever scraps that are given to them. You know what I mean? Like you just have to do whatever and it's not going to go away. Um this is issue that touches all sides of the spectrum, the political spectrum, because nobody likes the thought of children, being used that way because we're all at some point going to become parents, or you are a parent, or you have a brother, you have a sister, you have a mom, and they were once little, or, like this is an issue that touches everybody. And think about this, okay? If you do that with children and you go to prison, and prison is supposedly for the worst of the worst, right? Murderers, criminals, whatever, right? They don't even like those people there. And then, so if they don't like those kind of people in prison, in jail, how are you in regular society that is, hopefully not a criminal, not a you don't think you're a bad guy. Nobody thinks they're a bad guy, but I'm just saying, if how are you in regular society, not prison, supposed to accept that type of behavior if in prison they don't accept that kind of behavior, or at least it's very frowned upon. At least that's what we've been told or taught, and that's the lore that we've given about prison our whole lives. That if you do that in prison, I mean, you do that and you land in prison, they find out that you're into that kind of stuff, that's, what they're gonna do to you because, a lot of the criminals have their own traumas, and that could be a starting point, for them. That's a I guess like you're a healing beacon for them. If you're into that kind of activity and you land in prison, and that criminal or whoever person in prison does, like was able to get you, they feel better inside because that's so I don't know. Who knows? But I don't know. Those are my thoughts for this wonderful day. I hope you have a great Tuesday. And as I'm recording this, the trash guy just came. So amazing. It just got resolved. I mean, keep in mind the the trash workers, sanitation experts in my area were just striking just to strike. But all right, I'll see you guys later.